Okay, next we're going to talk about classwork. Classwork is where all of your materials and assignments live in Google Classroom. And first, let's take a look at just the basic layout of the screen. You've got the Create button over on the left to allow you to create different assignments and materials. And then on the right-hand side, you've got your Google Calendar and the Class Drive folder. So the Google Calendar gets created automatically with each class, and as you add assignments with due dates, those assignments will show up for you in the class. So let me go back to where you can see down here all those little pretty little lines. Those are from some of my other classes that I have created. So what I'm going to do is jump into Monday so you can actually see what this looks like. So here is Monday, and since last Monday, this Exploring Creativity class had assignments due by midnight. All of those assignments are showing up on the calendar from midnight. So if you had assignments due during the day, those would show up on this calendar. So students could also log into Google Calendar to view when items are due. Next to that, the Class Drive folder, if you click on that, it would open up the folder that is created in Google Drive that goes along with this class. So if you notice, the folder itself for this classroom training that I created is located in the classroom folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to another class. So let's go to digital notebooks. I'm going to go to classwork, and I'm going to click on that drive folder. And you can see the 3 assignments that I created. A folder was created in there. And then if I go into that folder, I can then see any work that students attached that was an actual file. Some of this assignment students added a link, so I'm not going to see the link. I'm only going to see the files. Go to Notability. And again, I can see the files. Now, it's just the files. I may not necessarily know who did it unless I click on the option to then see who the owner of those documents were, see when it was last modified. But what happens in Google Classroom when you create an assignment is that folder gets created as soon as somebody uploads their work into that folder. When they've put their work in and they've turned that assignment into you then become the owner and they become a viewer of the work. When you grade the assignment and then return it back to the student, they then become the owner again, and you are just a viewer. So that's why on all of these assignments, you can see that the student themselves is the owner. I can simply just view it now. I can't do anything with it. They actually own it, which is good. It's kind of like when you get the paper. The student gives you the paper, you become the owner of that paper, and then when you hand it back to them, then they become the owner themselves of it. So that's kind of how these drive folders work. So what we're going to look at next is I'm just going to dive in, kind of talk about each one of these pieces, and then we're going to dive deeper into each one of them. So if you click on the Create button, you have different options on what you can create. You can create a regular assignment. You can create a quiz assignment, which is based off of Google Forms. You can create a question where you're asking one question only to the students. You can create a material, which is not a graded work. You can reuse a post. So just like we reused a post in the stream, we can reuse assignments, quiz assignments, questions, and materials as well, so we don't have to create from scratch. And then you can also create topics. Topics are a great way to divide up the information in your stream. And we're going to jump into topics next.